In this video, we'll go through a full tutorial on how to create a realistic kitchen in D5. We will go through the camera placement and composition, my new favorite place to find PBR materials, and how to set up lighting correctly. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So right here you can see that we have our scene set up, we have some modeling going on, and very minimalistic type of kitchen. We also have an opening here in the ceiling for the lighting and the ventilation to go through. So firstly, we'll go here and create a new scene, and then we'll edit the camera. What we will do here is that we will change the perspective to 2-point view, the aspect ratio to 16:9, and we will keep the field of view at around 64. So as far as the camera placement goes, I think I want to also go ahead and display and use this grid. What I want to do is that I want 2/3 of this area to be filled with a kitchen and then 1/3 with the lighting coming here. So that's my thought process for this composition. So I'll go a little bit further behind here, and then for the settings to be saved, I will just update the view right here. Cool, so let's first get started with the lighting here. So as far as the lighting goes, I think we definitely want to emphasize this opening here, so we'll have sunlight coming from that side. However, in order to do that, we'll use an HDRI. Now, real world textures is actually my new favorite place to find HDRIs and high quality materials, which is absolutely insane for the amount of value that they deliver. So we're going to go to HDRIs. I'm going to try to find something which fits well with our scene. I do not want something super vibrant, so even something a bit gloomy and maybe a bit more neutral looking could work well. So something like this, which still has sunlight, we could test it out. However, the sun is sitting very low there. We want something a bit more in the sense of, this is a bit too dramatic. Let's see if we'll find something which fits best with what we have here. So I think this could work. So I'm going to download this, and then we're going to go here at HDRI. I'm going to add a new HDR. So this means that we will add this, and in just a second, the whole lighting scene here will look a lot more differently. So as this loads up, we'll also turn on the sun, and then we can obviously rotate this. That way the sun is coming in the exact same way that we want it. Now what we can do is we can also make it custom. We can change the azimuth for the direction of the sun. So it could be something like this, and then we can also change the height. Let's test the azimuth. I think we want the light to be something like this, which I think would look actually quite good. Now, as far as the temperature goes, I think for the temperature of the sun, we will go for something a bit maybe not super warm, and the sky color, let's keep it very blue. And then overall in the effects, I think we want to be more on the blue side here, right? So we'll keep it like this. All right, so next up, let's go ahead and find the materials. And for the materials, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go at real world textures, by the way, which if you want to go ahead and try out yourself for the amazing quality and quantity of materials, by the way, they have over 5,000 textures that you can use. You can go ahead and click the link below. Now I'm going to split the view here. So firstly, we will need a concrete material. You can see you can categorize these all the way to different subcategories as well. So we're going to choose rough concrete. And I think that if you go for a concrete wall rough for the walls here and the ceiling, that would work well. And then we can go to wood, which is where we'll spend most of the time, because we need to find a wood for the kitchen cabinets, for the table, for the chairs as well, and also for the flooring. Now, as far as the flooring goes, I think these would fit pretty well. I think let's go for the spring oak for the flooring. I'm going to scroll downwards and try to find something for the rest. This could work well for the kitchen cabinets as well. Let's go for something darker for the table. So we can try this one for the table, and then maybe something just a little bit of a lighter tone like this for the chairs as well. And then let's also go ahead, and I want to test out some green tiles. Maybe, so it would probably be mosaics. I think like a sort of green tile would work well here. So something like this could definitely work very well. So we're going to download this as well. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and add all the materials one by one. So I'm going to go ahead and click the flooring first, and then I'm going to batch import PBR textures. And we're going to go ahead and upload these here. We're going to click open, we're going to click continue, and in just a second, we're going to have all of these uploaded. So let's update this. Let's get just a little bit closer. I think these are fine. One issue that we have here, I think, is the background of the HDRI. So right here, we can go to displacement. I'm gonna add the displacement map on the flooring as well. And let's also increase the size just a little bit. Okay, so let's also increase the sun disk radius. I want these shadows a bit softer, the sunlight intensity a bit lower, so 0.5. And then if you go to effect, let's turn off the auto exposure and then just increase it a little bit to something like this. And let's go ahead and add all of the materials first. Then we'll take a look at all of the color corrections and the rest of the lighting as well. So here for this table, I think I want to go for something which is darker. So it would be this one. We're going to upload this. I'm going to click continue. And I think this is fine for the table. Let's also apply the material for the chairs here. Okay, and then let's also apply this material right here. Go to veneer peeled. Let's open and let's continue. So this is it has a lot of like a maroon look. We'll also rotate this for 90 degrees. And then let's also make this darker to something like this. Let's also lower the saturation and increase the brightness on this just a little bit as well. Now these are also a bit too saturated, so we'll fix that in just a second here. So I think the wood flooring is just way too much wood. So instead, I think we will just go ahead and find a texture for some sort of concrete wood flooring as well. We'll use smooth concrete. So let's select this. Let's go to batch import PBR textures. And let's use this concrete, the smooth one. Let's select all of them. Let's click open. And then let's replace it with something that we added here earlier. Let's also make it a bit more grayish. And I think this is still a bit more balanced than what we had previously. Now let's also add the concrete wall material that we downloaded earlier. This would be this one, and we'll add all of these here. We'll click continue. And we've basically added this concrete wall as well, which we'd probably want to be a bit brighter. So now let's also add the backsplash on the kitchen. Let's go here, and I think we will just go ahead and choose this one right here. So the mosaic that we downloaded earlier. Let's click continue, and maybe let's just make it a bit less saturated, and let's also make it a bit more on the green side. So I think something like this could look nice. Now, one thing that we have to take care of is that if we go here at effect, I think we have to turn on the ambient occlusion. This is to highlight, I mean, not to highlight, but to enhance all of the shadows and make them a bit more realistic, especially in the corners. So something like this could work here as well. Let's also add some spotlights right in this area. Let's go ahead and copy 3 of them. These are way too high in terms of intensity, so we'll lower it a bit. Let's also add an IES right here. Let's keep lowering the intensity by quite a bit more. Let's leave it at around 1.5, and we can also make the temperature a bit warmer. Let's go for 2. Let's go for 5, 3.5. Okay, I think this helps a bit with the balance. Let me try to turn these off first. And then let's go here with this sink. Let's turn on the metallic slider all the way up. Okay, so now what we can do is that if we go here at the HDRI, I think we can turn on the skylight all the way up just for even more light bounces. And then if you go to effect, we can go ahead and turn on the exposure just a little bit more as well. And then we can also add a LUT, so we can test the few out, day, night, vibrance. We can try, for example, this one, but lowering it quite a bit. This adds too much saturation in my opinion, so we can go ahead and lower the saturation maybe just a little bit right here. Let's also add a person here, so we can add someone here at the character. We can go characters and we can scroll downwards and see if we can find someone casual since it's home setting. So let's just add this and we're gonna add it facing the actual sink. Now the overall image is a bit too much on the bluish side. So let's keep it at something like this. I also want these chairs to be a bit darker. So maybe around here. As you can see, it is very empty. We can go ahead and add assets, or we can just leave it at a more minimalistic look as well. I like this little touch over here, so let's make these a foliage that actually looks like a true plant. So what we definitely need to do here is add a bit of lighting on this side as well, just to keep it balanced. So we can go over here, we can add a strip lighting right there, and then we can also increase it in size. So we can go ahead and change the size to even wider. We can also lower the intensity like 10, and then we can also make the temperature a lot warmer. This helps us a little bit to keep it more balanced. And then we can go ahead and add the spotlights. So let's select these. Let's go for 2. And I think at this point, we're keeping a good balance between natural and artificial lighting. If you want to test things out even more, I guess we could also test adding a rectangular light right here. So even outside. And then we can also increase it in size. Now let's test increasing the actual intensity, but we do not want it to we do not want it to get too much attention from the actual sunlight here. So we can also play around with the contrast. We can add more contrast. We can lower it, etc., etc., etc. We could do a lot of stuff here, even manually. However, in just a second, I'm going to show you how we can skip a huge chunk of the process by basically just exporting the image as it is, and then doing the rest of the stuff with AI post-processing that D5 offers. Okay, so once the image is rendered, we can go to AI post-processing. We can select the image. This is how it looks as of now, but don't worry, in just a second, this will be elevated. First of all, we're going to go ahead and use the AI enhancer. Let's use the enhancement weight all the way up. And then right here, we're going to go to AI style transfer at realistic. We're going to go firstly for an autumn or fall look. We're going to go all the way up for the structure matching. Let's do 0.8. Here, add the weight. Then let's also go here and try a spring one, all the way up for structure matching, 0.8 and AI style transfer. Let's go over here. Let's also try this one, and then we will have one of these will be the final image for the tutorial. Okay, so let's see what AI has created for us. So first of all, I think this should be the fall one. This has made the image a lot warmer and also changed a lot of the materials that we originally made. I kind of see where this kind of went. Let's go for the next one. This is the before and this is the after for the spring one. This isn't that bad, actually. I think this is all right. I think this could make a good image. I don't think this is bad at all, but this one, I think this has completely missed the mark. It's basically nowhere close where it was before adding the AI. Like, it's just insane. I'm not sure why they've done that. Okay, and then also we have the enhanced version of a render, which I honestly like the most because I really think that it is a very good selling point of the render, the actual shadows and light here. So this doesn't cut it, this doesn't do it. I don't think any of these are better than the enhanced render that we originally created. So as you saw in this video, the real world texture assets were crucial in order to create the renders. So make sure you actually go and click the link below and sign up for the real world textures, because this literally elevates your renders on a whole level. And the great thing about this is that